Abdullswamad Nassir is a Kenyan politician and media entrepreneur who serves as the second governor of Mombasa County. Born in July 1974 and raised in the historic Majengo neighborhood on Mombasa Island, Nassir's life and career have been deeply shaped by the city's social fabric, political history, and his family's long-standing involvement in public service. Nassir was born into a prominent political family in Mombasa. His father, the late Sharif Nassir bin Taib, was a legendary KANU politician and a long-serving member of parliament for Mvita, as well as a close ally of former President Daniel Arap Moi. Despite his influence, Sharif Nassir was widely known for living a relatively modest life, reportedly residing in a rental house in Ganjoni. Nassir's mother, Mama Nasim Sharif Nassir, has been a strong and visible influence in his life, and he has often credited her with shaping his leadership style and personal values. While Nassir frequently describes himself as a devoted family man and openly speaks about his own children, public records detailing his siblings are limited. However, he has occasionally referred to brothers and other family members in social media posts, particularly during family events and tributes to his late father. Nassir began his formal education in Mombasa. In 1981, he enrolled at Aga Khan Primary School, where he spent his early school years before transferring to Coast Academy. He completed his primary education at Coast Academy in 1988 and sat for the Kenya Certificate of Primary Education, KCPE, the same year. For his secondary education, Nassir moved to Nairobi, where he attended the prestigious Lenana School from 1989 to 1992. He completed his studies there and earned his Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education, KCSE, marking an important transition from coastal upbringing to national exposure. His higher education came later in life. In 2014, Nassir graduated with a Bachelor of Commerce degree from Inarero University, formerly known as the International University of Professional Studies, IUPS. By late 2025, he was pursuing a master's degree in commerce at Mount Kenya University. During the 2022 gubernatorial campaign, his academic qualifications became a subject of public and political scrutiny, which he dismissed by affirming that his degree was valid and easily verifiable with the awarding institutions. Before entering elective politics, Abdullswamad Nassir built a career in the private sector as a media entrepreneur. He founded Radio Rama, a popular coastal radio station based in Mombasa, and served as its chief executive officer from its inception until 2013. Under his leadership, the station became a significant voice in the region's media landscape. He resigned from his CEO position in 2013 to focus fully on his political ambitions. Nassir formally entered politics in 2013 when he was elected as the Member of Parliament from Mvita constituency on an Orange Democratic Movement, or ODM, ticket. He succeeded his father in the seat, continuing the family's political legacy. He was re-elected in 2017, and during his second term in the National Assembly, he served as the chairperson of the Public Investments Committee, or PIC, a powerful oversight body. In the 2022 general election, Nassir successfully contested the Mombasa gubernatorial seat and was elected as the second governor of Mombasa County, succeeding Hassan Ali Joho. He officially assumed office on September 15, 2022. By 2025, he had also risen within party ranks, holding the position of deputy party leader of the Orange Democratic Movement. Abdullswamad Nassir is married and is a father of 4 children, 3 sons and 1 daughter. He keeps his family life largely private, and his wife rarely appears in public or political events. In past public remarks, Nassir has mentioned that his wife is of Taita ethnicity. During major milestones, such as his swearing in as governor in 2022, he was notably accompanied by his mother rather than his wife. In a 2018 interview, Nassir shared a light-hearted anecdote about his weight loss journey, recalling that at one point, his larger physical appearance had led some people to mistakenly think he was his wife's father. He often emphasizes family values, describing himself as a devoted husband and father whose personal growth has been anchored in his home life. Nassir's exact net worth is not publicly disclosed, as wealth declarations by Kenyan governors are submitted to the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, or EACC, and are not routinely released to the public. As governor of Mombasa, he earns a gross monthly salary estimated to range between Kenya shillings 990,000 and Kenya shillings 1,111,673, inclusive of basic salary, house allowance, and market adjustments. His financial background is also shaped by his earlier role as founder and CEO of Radio Rahma, as well as his family's historical landholdings. Public land valuation records have linked the Nassir family name to valuable property in Yali, with valuations exceeding Kenya shillings 18 million as early as 2011. Despite this, Nassir is generally not featured in rankings of Kenya's wealthiest governors, which typically include individuals with declared net worths ranging from hundreds of millions to several billion shillings. Throughout his career, Nassir has faced several controversies. Between late 2024 and 2025, he was drawn into a high-profile investigation involving the abduction and sexual assault of Mombasa-based blogger Bruce John, who had been critical of his administration. Nassir and his 74-year-old mother were summoned by the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, DCI, to record statements. Nassir strongly denied any involvement, describing the allegations as politically motivated and claiming his family was being targeted, citing break-ins at his mother's house during the investigation period. One of his aides, County Executive Committee member for Lands, Mohammed Hussein, was briefly detained but later released without formal charges. Nassir has also faced repeated disputes over his academic qualifications, particularly during the 2022 gubernatorial race and again in late 2025. Political opponents alleged he did not possess a legitimate bachelor's degree, a constitutional requirement for governors. Nassir rejected the claims, maintaining that he earned a Bachelor of Commerce degree in 2014 and inviting critics to verify his records directly with the university. Additionally, his administration has been scrutinized over the management of county funds. In 2025, he appeared before a Senate committee to explain the disbursement of Kenya shillings $54 million from the County Consolidated Revolving Fund to groups that allegedly lacked proper loan agreements or security. Youth activists in Mombasa have also accused his administration of overseeing ghost projects, including untraceable sports facilities and the stalled Mombasa Stadium. Nassir has been at the center of national debate over his efforts to restrict or ban muguka, a stimulant widely consumed in parts of Kenya. He framed the move as part of a broader campaign against drug abuse and to protect young people in Mombasa. However, the decision triggered a political standoff with leaders from the Mount Kenya region, where the crop is grown, and faced legal challenges from the national government. Nassir's assets and property interests are largely tied to media and real estate, often managed through family-owned entities. He remains the primary owner of Radio Rahma under Rahma Broadcasting Limited. In 2024 and 2025, the station was raided by the Kenya Revenue Authority, KRA, over alleged tax non-compliance, which Nassir claimed was political harassment linked to his stance on muguka. The Nassir family is associated with high-value land in Mombasa, including property in Yali and approximately 2.4 acres of land in Freetown, where negotiations have been held to sell parcels to long-term tenants. Nassir has also been associated historically with residences in Majengo and Ganjoni, though in recent years he has lived in more upscale residential areas along the coast. As governor, he has championed real estate development initiatives, including affordable housing projects, and signed into law regulations establishing the Mombasa County Arty Fund in late 2025. The fund is intended to address historical land injustices by purchasing disputed land and returning it to residents, a cause Nassir has framed as central to his political mission. Abdullswamad Nassir's career reflects a blend of inherited political legacy, private sector entrepreneurship, and contemporary county leadership. Admired by supporters for his reformist ambitions and criticized by opponents over controversies and governance questions, he remains a central and influential figure in Mombasa's political landscape.